I'm trying to do it so smooth. I'm trying to do this shit for me and you. I hope you see the bigger picture that I'm painting. My pain ain't nothing to play with, boy. We talk that stainless steel. Pop you in your top for real. Riding around my pops for real. This shit right here feel real as ever. I used to pop them pills.
Back with another episode of the Paradigms of Perspective Show. Sure. With your hosts, as always, Zay and Kobe, man. And yeah, bro, what we got for him today? How you feeling, bro?
First of all, I'm feeling pretty good. The weather starting to warm up, you know what I mean?
It's his birthday today, too. So happy birthday to the Big Coles, man.
Birthday, Big 26. 20, number 27 turned 26. That's a football reference if y'all ain't know. Let me stop.
All right, you knew it.
But yeah, today we talking about the conflicts of media and culture.
I got my glasses still on.
I feel like, and can't see.
Don't tell them that, bro. They gonna believe that.
How the media portrays just the cultural conflicts and how it influences people. I feel like oftentimes the way social media, I would say, portrays the conflicts between ethnicity, between religion, between races, just the way it is portrayed, I think it is a big part in the advancement of cultural divide. Yep. I think that if you really want to look into oppression and depression states mentally, you'll find it inside media. Just like, for instance, for all my sports fanatics, if you are a sports broadcaster, right, and you say, especially a well-known sports broadcaster, you say, hey, this player is not good, and you have some supporting facts about that, or what you feel like is a fact, some supporting opinions on that, you can influence the masses to think that player isn't good. I'll give you an example. So the recent one was like a Stephen A. reference to like Bronny James.
Right.
He had people feeling like, you know, once he put his stamp on it, people then began to like, oh yeah, it's a running joke now.
Yeah.
Bronny not good, or Bronny not gonna be LeBron and stuff like that. And it just wasn't true. Now, was he maybe not ready for the NBA? Stuff like that. I'm not gonna get too deep into that. Mm-hmm. But the fact is, he's an NBA player.
At the end of the day,
At the end of the day. So I feel like with media, and of course being in media now, you have to be very aware of what you say. But also, I feel like as a listener, as a consumer in media, you got to understand that not everything that someone says is truth. Right. And you also need to understand that sometimes if the mass media is putting it in your face, look deeper into it and ask yourself, what is it that they want me to believe? What is it that they want me to act upon?
Yeah.
How do they want me to act? And then sometimes you have to go against the grain.
Yeah. A lot of times, especially with that, a lot of times they have a certain narrative that they want to feed you. And it's a controlled narrative. And the person that's setting up the narrative for it to be pushed, you'll never see that person. That hand that's pushing the seat of saying, this how I want y'all to talk about the topics, this the particular topics I want y'all to talk about, this how I want y'all to go about it, this how I want y'all mannerisms to be to evoke certain emotions from people and provoke certain people to be a certain way. Like all of that, it's a designed system. Like it's not by chance or it's not accidental. All of these things play a role into creating TV ratings, creating clickbait, creating rage bait, just to get you riled up, because you getting riled up translates to interaction, which translates to dollars in these big company, pockets. So all those things tie together. The media in general is very grimy, bro. Anybody who know me know I always say marketing is king, bro. Yep. Like, and media is one of the biggest forms of marketing. Like, if you go back to the war days when World War I, World War II, where they had the posters, propaganda, that was a form of media. That's marketing, and how they controlled you, how they made you look at Uncle Sam. They made you look at Uncle Sam like Uncle Sam was the greatest nigga in America. And whole time it wasn't even a person that they was talking about. They had the white man with the top hat and Uncle Sam wants you, but at the whole time they just use an acronym, or they use a person that's easier for you to relate to, like somebody like an older uncle, telling you, oh, you should go to the war. Whole time they talking about the United States of America, come on, man. A warmonger. You know what I mean, hey, it gets bro.
I feel like it's important to just understand both sides of it. Yeah. I think if you're a person that only consumes and doesn't look at the holistic picture of it, you are gonna be exactly like that's who they catering to. Yeah. They want someone that is a consumer. They want someone that is able to be easily swayed. Right. I think that goes into when you start to talk about like real deal, like ideology and stuff like that, like how you or a person thinks, how a person is persuaded. Like you said, marketing is king, but it's not only marketing, it's brainwashing at some point. Because if we feed it so much to you, you don't know the difference between shit and a 5-star meal.
And that's what everything in life, bro. Like,
so, like, if they feed so much bullshit to us, then we're not gonna understand that it's BS that they giving us. And
so all you gotta do is package it a certain way.
Exactly. If I put it on the TV for older generations, right? I'm not gonna say older, because I grew up watching TV, but like for the 30 and up crowd, right? If I put it on the TV and put it as important news, it's deemed important. For younger generations, if I put it on TikTok as a fact that I bet you didn't know this, they're gonna deem it important and say it was never taught. Right. So you gotta understand and really lean on your education at some point. You gotta really lean on the fact that you can go look these things up. Like go get in your books. Right, bro. And listen, it's a world full of information. And you got to understand how they're giving you the information to be able to understand how not to be swayed in a certain direction. Yeah. Thinking for yourself is key.
That'll save you, bro.
Thinking against the herd or walking backwards when the crowd walking forward. Yeah. You got to start to understand it. Now, don't go do this and crash out.
Yeah, like don't do it in a way to where it just don't even make sense.
It doesn't make sense.
Make sure it's calculated.
You got to be calculated, right? Because if you it's a certain crowd that they don't want. They try so hard not to be swayed that they look stupid. Yeah, like I'm just gonna be honest.
Yeah, nah, facts. Like facts. I know that crowd.
You're trying to do so much against the grain.
It's not even natural. I mean, that's our whole generation. Everybody,
you know what I mean. So at some point, enough's enough. Right. Like it gets to a point where it's like, all right, brother.
Everybody trying to be different to the point where nobody's actually being different.
You see what I'm saying?
Because everybody trying so hard to be different. I always say if everybody was just being themselves, because we were all created in different ways in terms of having different talents, different skill sets, different mindsets, we will all naturally be different, bro. Because I mean, that's just how
it's just the makeup of your genetics,
that's
right?
What I'm saying.
Each human doesn't have the same DNA pool and blood running through their veins. So I get why people try and go against the grain. Excuse me. But I understand the people that do because it is easier, right? It's easier to be swayed upon opinions of others so that you're thinking with the masses and going along with the cultural shift.
Yeah.
Like right now, I give you an example. Everybody on this new TikTok wave that China, we can get everything. China exposing that you could ship, or the factories are the same, right? Like when they close the factories at night, there's a percentage of the employees that are staying overnight and still continuing to make the shoes because they can sell them on their own websites and still get kind of a more capital gain.
I've been seeing that. Oh, so put us on game about that because I only seen a little bit of that.
That's been a thing.
Word.
This is not nothing new, right? There's been Jordan replicas. There's been Nike replicas. Like and only the real know that the replicas ain't really replicas. They the same thing.
Same thing.
They coming from the same factory. I could have been told y'all that they was making Birkins in China.
Yeah.
But y'all been knew that though.
We been knew that.
Like, come on, like let's be honest here.
That.
So my thing be, don't make it seem like it's a trend or a fact, because that's what the media is feeding you to make you think that the tariffs are really something that we need to be worried about, or that it is, and not necessarily that it need to be worried about, but is a bigger
issue than what it really is.
Okay.
Bro. Cause you set a bar right there. Cause I know a lot of us know where these designer products come from, but because we've all, as a collective, of like has agreed to understand, we know it come from over there, and I'm sure the production cost is cheaper, but we've all agreed to the concept or the social construct of we just gonna pay more for a designer because of the brand. And but we know know the backstory of it.
You should know that the materials that they're using is again no different than the material that Alibaba are using. Like,
bro.
You know what I mean? Like it's not a different material. At some point, we all have to understand that we need to put into our knowledge and ourselves, and then just say, forget the system. Like, this knowledge is what you're gonna do with this knowledge is how you change and shift the cultural dynamics. Like, for instance, now that we know, okay, they're pretty much the same, are you gonna tell your kids to stop going to school and making fun of the dude who got on Shaqs because they made in the same factory as the Nikes? Are you gonna do that? No. You're not gonna do that. Why? Because we still want some of that that dynamic of you ain't this, or if it ain't the real thing, if you ain't spend this amount of money. Classism.
It's so crazy because classism wasn't even created for black people, but we give into that and praise that and put intention into that the most, because I get it. How this system is set up, we've been put on that totem pole, so we're clawing to get to that higher class. So when you're at the bottom of it, in terms of collectively, you naturally have that feeling of, oh, I got to get up to this next class so I can, y'all niggas ain't up on my level. And I just wanted to touch on something that you said. So what you saying, how would they start telling their kids not to make fun of the kids who not wearing designer? My thing be, things like boycotting Target. We look at that as like an end all be all situation.
Yeah.
But you still gonna go out and buy designer. Like you're gonna go on Gucci website. You're gonna go on whatever these other top websites, Louis V, Gucci,
refund
Balmain.
season, tax refund season.
That's the first thing you're gonna do. So I get it. You boycotting Target for DEI hires or whatnot, or whatever they doing. Still, you're still feeding into the system somehow, some way. We just hyper focus on certain ways that we're gonna try to pull out from it while still engaging in it 100% in other ways. So we'll do a little bit, but we'll still be feeding the system way more than we pulling back from it. just because you're loud about what you're doing with Target by not shopping at Target, you be loud about how much you support this system at the same time. Now, a lot of y'all have so many issues with capitalism, but y'all overly indulge it every single day.
In every aspect, though.
So
not just one aspect.
That's what I'm saying. So is capitalism something that's really an issue for you? Or is it cool to say? Is it, oh, we bucking the system? Is it a democratic thing of, oh man, F the system, this and that? Man, them folks in bed together. If once you realize that about a political system,
lot of stuff.
Man, them folks in bed together. These companies, they in bed together. You think they competing? Man, to y'all,
it's not a competition.
Man, they come on, bro. They all eating. What they gonna compete for?
There's no competition.
Come on, bro.
I think the biggest thing I learned is, like you said, they all are in bed together. So over the years, I've done research, and the cell towers that you see, right? I can give you an example. The cell towers that you see, you would think, oh, okay, that's an AT&T cell tower. Oh, okay, that's T-Mobile cell tower. Okay, that one Verizon. Wrong. All the cell towers, they share the same cell tower. So if you just think about it like that, as far as like, okay, here at AT&T promoted cell tower, and I'm talking about the ones y'all see on everyday passing, I promise you it's shared by all three major companies. So at some point, we have to understand that even if you boycotting Target and you still over here shopping at Kroger, they probably have the same thought process about DE&I. Yeah. Or DIE, whatever. I don't know what diversity, inclusion, and equity.
Whatever it talking about, bro.
But they have the same thought process. The owners think the same. The CEOs of these companies all have pretty much the same outlook on society, because not only did they capitalize on the society, but they're now teaching others how to capitalize on the society.
Bro, I kid you not. I can almost guarantee majority of the companies who said they wasn't going to roll back their DEI situations, bro, they probably feel the same way that the companies who did. They're just going about it in a different way. They know that their demographic is heavily invested in the DEI. So it's like they will lose money by rolling back their DEI. But somebody like Harley Davidson,
well, they know their demographic.
They know their demographic. So rolling back DEI is like, yeah, we'll do that. Especially if that's what they want, and like they don't see a benefit in DEI, we'll roll that back.
See, but my thing is, when a company does show you, right, their true colors, and we still support them, at what point are you getting laughed at, or are you getting pissed on and calling it rain? Like at what
every
point?
Day, bro.
At what point are you just so fed up of someone telling you that you are half of this person that they are? When you're, again, standing there as a full person, you're half of this person, or your dollar is half as valuable as this person. When we're upholding these companies, we are the people that put them on. Target is a company, and again, I'm not going to necessarily go in on them, but Target is a company that our culture gave a nickname.
Target, for sure.
Like, at some point, we put a bougie nickname on it, and really wanted and expected them to be able to have our back.
Nah, that's real.
We put a bougie nickname on it, and they showed you what they'll do to you.
Yeah.
They showed you how much or how little they think of you.
Yeah.
And so at what point do we, in our culture, in our society, say, hey, we have to build the black version?
Right. I think my issue with everything at the end of the day, the fake outrage, bro.
Oh, man. That's almost worse than the rioting.
Bruh. Because I be sitting back looking, like, y'all niggas not really that mad. It's just something for you to do. Because you don't have nothing else to put your time and energy in. So you're going to be fake enraged about this for a couple of days. And that's with DEI, police shootings, things that's going on with Trump. Y'all be fake enraged a lot of the time. Y'all not really grasping what the fuck is going on out here. that shit not really hitting y'all in the core, because if it was, y'all would start moving different. Y'all don't do anything differently, bro. Y'all keep the same habits within your home and outside of your home. You don't treat people with respect. So how do you expect races outside of ours to treat us with respect? We don't even do that with each other. We don't take each other serious. We don't have good business practices. We don't do anything in alignment that aligns with success and hitting that next level. But we be fake enraged about everything because we want a pat on the back. We want to, oh, it's going to be okay. We want symbolism. Because black people love that. Oh, it's going to be okay. Tap you on the butt, tell you to keep going. Keep your head up. Man, come on, bro.
I feel like the so-called rage that we do have never invokes any profitable action.
So that's why I'm saying, how's it really? I feel like if you're really upset about some change got to be pulled from that, bro.
Yeah, and again, it's the people that continue to. We make fun of the people that talk about it, right?
Right. Yeah.
We make fun of like
hotel niggas in this.
Yeah, like or we discard them.
Yeah.
At some point, but the biggest thing is to listen to those people, because again, in your culture, in your community, you have to have the people that know what to do.
For sure.
You also have to have the people that are just gonna do it,
mm-hmm.
and then you have to have the people that talk about what's being done. And so,
on all levels, bro,
it has to be a thing, because, for our instance, in the media world, we are to glorify what happens as it's been done, or we're to talk about how to do things, or not necessarily how to do things, but more so that there should be a change to happen. Right. And then we have those people that, like, they have the education, they have the knowledge, they can pull from the experience that they've had in this world, in this business world, and then go and make something happen.
Right.
And then there's again a different podcast or a radio station or a black pillar in the community that can glorify the fact that they're doing it.
Yep.
But we discard the people that tell you that there should be something to be done, because we write them off as, oh, they just talking, or we write them off as, why don't they go do it? Right. Sometimes people can tell you what to do and they don't necessarily know how to do it themselves.
They just give you the game.
They just
like,
give you the game. Hey, take your parents, for instance, right? They'll tell you not to do something, right? Not because they haven't done it, or they did,
because
but they just know that ain't what's supposed to be done. At some point, they know that I could tell you how to make $1 million. Now, have I done it? Hell no. But I could teach you how to do it. Why? Because maybe I don't have the resources, maybe I don't have the wherewithal, maybe I don't have all the education.
Maybe I just don't have the want to do it.
Or the will.
You know what I mean?
Like, I really don't want to make that may not make me happy, right? But especially in a field that I'm familiar in, sports, I could tell y'all young niggas, y'all not working hard enough. Because I seen what hard work look like. I could tell you.
That's gonna be happening another time. We gotta talk to these young niggas. These young niggas so lazy, bro. We're gonna have to talk about that.
I can tell you're not working hard enough. Again, was I a professional athlete? No. But did I get close to the professional realm to know how much work you gotta put in? For sure. No doubt about it. Like, can't dinner, sleep at night. Like, these niggas up doing 2,500 push-ups for the night end. Yeah. Cause they hungry. You gotta be hungry. You gotta be hungry for change. You gotta be hungry to be able to see your people succeed. Yeah. We gotta be hungry. We oftentimes we ain't hungry enough, right? It's a kid that's starving for change. That's the person that's gonna make it to the league. Yeah. It's a kid that's starving for change for the people. That's the person that's gonna invent something that he know every black household needs. Right. But oftentimes we just hungry and people give us a plate and we satisfied with the plate they gave us and saying, nah, I don't want that. I make my own food. Right. So
that's real.
We man.
Yeah, that's real.
The change gotta come.
I'm gonna restart it.
Yeah. Let me see. I got you.
What you said about
the youngins.
Nah, not even the youngins, because they gonna have to get their own episode, bro.
They had to come to the children's hospital. Yeah, I figured.
What happened?
They urgent care wasn't gonna do it.
Oh, for real?
Mm-hmm.
Where they got to go now?
Children's Hospital.
Oh, okay, word.
They'll be alright. But yeah, I'm ready.
Yeah, so when you was talking about people not paying attention to the people who was actually talking about doing it, one person that came to mind for me was Jaylen Brown. Bro, Jaylen Brown really be out here trying to make some shit happen.
He's doing it, and we discarding him.
Most people don't even know he got a shoe out. You don't see people walking around with Jaylen Brown's on.
And it's his own shoe.
He's not with Nike, bro. He's not with Nike no more because, bro, if you go watch the Jaylen Brown and 19 Keys interview, he broke it down all the way how a lot of these players are controlled by these major companies and brands through their contracts. And he speaks on the reason why they don't speak out is because they don't have the leverage to speak out. Like, they just don't. They're not doing that good. They're not getting as paid as much as you think they are. And just the way they're getting set up, yeah, it looks like a lot of money to us, but how much the company is making off of them
is ridiculous.
It's highway robbery, bro. And this is coming from Jaylen Brown, somebody who was signed to Nike, who I'm sure is getting a fat ass check from them when he was signed with them.
Millions.
At least
some millions.
If you just look at what he signed from the NBA, there's no telling what he was signed through Nike. And so for him to be able to walk away from that, it's like, nah, I don't feel like I'm getting what I'm worth. Or I feel like I don't have enough creative control. I just don't feel like I belong here in this space. And so for people not to be listening to somebody like Jaylen Brown, somebody that's at the top of their game in the league like that, and he's popping his shit like that, we don't listen to. He should be front cover of these magazines and these topics that we have. Nigga, Jaylen Brown, man, bro, it's nobody. I can't think of anybody else in any sports arena that's pushing the needle like how Jaylen Brown is. He's been head of the NBA Players Union, I think, since he was like 22 or some shit like that. Nigga.
He has his own shoe out. He is an NBA champion. He has a Supermax deal. And he's telling y'all that I don't want to be with Nike because the millions, the couple millions that I'm getting, they're making $1.2 billion off me. Why would I want to be around or involved in a company where I, like you said, I don't necessarily have the creative control that I would like. Yeah. I can't speak on any political topics because that could affect my contract. Yep. I can't also impact my community because what if I want to give away 1,000 shoes? I gotta
exactly, bro.
With my own shoe, I can then have the creative control. I can design it how I want. I can cater the price to a specific demographic, right? Because at some point, the kids in I don't know, in lesser communities can't even afford half the shoes that come out on Nike.
Now, mind you, I don't know how much Jaylen Brown's shoe costs, but it's just the fact that he has a shoe out and nobody talks about it.
I think it's more so the fact that he could control the price if he wanted to because he owns the company. Like he is the owner of the shoe.
Yeah.
When you give up that process, again, talking about the 19 Keys interview, it almost seems like he's telling you like, hey, look, this is a fancy way or a expensive way to sell your soul.
Yeah. I was in this shit. I'm telling y'all, Front Street, nobody can tell y'all better than me. This ain't what y'all think it is. And that's why what do people be watching? Who do y'all be learning from? Because I'm listening to niggas like that who's coming out and saying, this ain't what y'all think it is, bro.
And how is he not the face of the league, right? Because he doesn't have the team that promotes it, right?
Exactly.
He's not behind Nike, right? Now we all of a sudden Jason Tatum is the face of the league because again, a couple previous NBA players said so, right? Or the Nike team said so. Like if you go and look at all the people that are endorsing these top athletes, top media people, media personnel, they have some backing by a larger company that also helps push.
Ant-Man, Adidas.
Like,
what I mean?
they
It's-
have
yeah.
some backing. So
Not saying Ant-Man ain't cold.
no.
I mean,
It's not to take away from
Yeah,
the talent that
for
these
sure.
players have, right? But
they have a machine behind them, bro.
if we notice it, top companies can notice the influence of this person.
Bro, they used to talk about Jaylen Brown all the time, bro. All the time. It was him and Jason Tatum.
It was him
now
and
they
Jason
slowly
Tatum.
started sliding
Jason
Jaylen
Tatum.
Brown out of when Jaylen Brown won, he won Finals MVP if I'm not mistaken.
He did.
So how is he not?
How is his shoe not one of the top selling shoes? Now I get it, right? It may not fit your physique, right, of a basketball shoe, but at some point you have to again start to be like, but it's his own shoe. Like, it's not the pretty girl in the class, but she the valedictorian,
Right, bro. And my thing is just be the buzz ain't the same no more. Just about his game now.
Just even
What happened to that? He ain't.
he not on Team Nike no more.
And that's what the machine, bro. The machine.
It's almost like, again, the bots in like the music industry, right?
Oh, that's a big thing, bro.
If you get into those top artists, right, and they sign to those major deals, before they was independent or when they were independent, they didn't have as many views.
Yeah.
Now all of a sudden the next day, as soon as they sign a deal,
Rolling.
it's 1,000 and some extra views on each thing that they do. It's 100,000 extra Instagram followers because that's the machine that you're referring to, right? That's the bots. That's the media push it.
The machine keeps you relevant.
It keeps you relevant. But again, you could potentially be lost in the sauce thinking that you getting as much as you should be receiving. When you, again, if I'm selling these shoes and if I'm only getting a million to 2 million to maybe 10, 30 million, but they're getting $3 billion or they're getting $1 billion off my shoe alone, what the hell am I doing here?
Off of your image, bro. Without them, they can't make no money, bro.
They can't make any money without the athlete. So you have to be careful of what you put your I don't even want to say energy into, because it's not that we put what you put your focus on. Because it's not necessarily that we put energy into shoes, right? Again, I'm a person, I love shoes. I'm gonna have a different pair of kicks on. But you have to salute to people that are changing the path.
At least understand what you involving yourself in.
Kyrie has his own shoe.
All right, shout out to Kyrie.
When he was again having
media
could
tried to
see-
crucify him,
you
bro.
could see what they do when you're not a part of the machine
Man, they
anymore.
tried to-
I don't want to. When I started to have political views, you can see a company like Nike will then take president and say, "Hey, we don't want you a part of this team." Okay, fine. I'll go make my own shoe.
They show you how much they really want you to just shut up and dribble.
They want you to shut up and dribble. They want you to shut up and dribble.
And that's not just about basketball and life.
Shut up and run.
Shut up and do your job. Shut up and run. Shut up, put the fries in my bag. Whatever industry that you in or avenue that you working in, be an NPC. I don't give a fuck what you got to talk about, anything related to real life. I pay you to do a job. That's the only thing you should be able to do. They're dehumanizing you through the work that you do, bro. And you're not even realizing that. You just accepting it as, oh, shit, they paying me, so I'm just going to shut up. And nigga, you're a robot, bro. I tell you all the time, them track athletes, nigga, they look like robots. They just show up and run. They don't have the leverage to be able to be like, nah, but that ain't enough. And I'm going to go talk my shit on this podcast. The only person I've ever seen do that is Noah Lyles, bro.
Yeah.
I nigga get a lot of flack. People say he corny, but that nigga talk his shit, and he not going to run it every meet because y'all got to pay that man, bro.
You got to pay me.
You got to pay that man. He didn't sign up to Grand Slam track. It's a new track league called Grand Slam track.
That's all.
Yeah, so he didn't sign up to be a racer because it's like he didn't see the
He feel like
the
we got to
game
be
in it.
professionals.
He didn't see the game
I don't
in
think
it.
he has anything wrong with that. I know it is an individual sport, but I feel like they should be treated as professionals, right? We should have a professional league to the point where if we don't want to run in the Olympics, we don't necessarily have to.
Exactly. And that's the thing
should
about
be-
it at the end of the day, bro.
Yeah.
That's another thing that's not marketed the right way, bro. Like, it's just with something like track, bro, you have to find a way to where it becomes entertainment while people are waiting, bro. People don't want to just sit around and wait for the next event to start, bro. Like, NFL, NBA, that's constant, action, bro.
Constant movement,
When it's dead movement, you got to find something to be able to plug in. Like, okay, we got an entertainer here. We got a game show here. This and that. Have it at a festival. We talked about this before. It's just all this shit, bro. Especially if you can get the black culture behind any sport that you're trying to push, bro, in America, nigga, you're bound to win, bro. You're bound to win. I don't know, bro.
Yeah, it's basically our culture runs this country.
And we don't act like it do sometimes.
And that is a us thing, not a them thing, not a any other country thing. It's an us thing. It's internal. And so we have to first become intrinsically motivated to want to better ourselves, better our cultural. I won't even say our cultural path because again, it's an excelling path, but just more so our cultural depth.
Right.
We gotta understand that no matter if you like this nigga or not, no matter if you like his shoe or not, we gotta
support this
because it's our culture at some point. So if I don't never get another pair of Nike, if Jaylen Brown continue to make shoes, I might have a closet full of Jaylen Brown shoes. I might have a closet full of Jaylen Brown and Kyrie shoes. I'm actually investing in some Kyrie shoes recently. I promise you, they on the way.
Oh yeah,
I like. He got a nice lifestyle shoe. He got a nice lifestyle shoe. I want.
And I'll tell you this, bro. It's been plenty of times where I've seen and even heard other races, especially white people, be like, they'll tell me in private, I don't like him, but they gonna support him in public. Like, we the only people that really tear down our people publicly. Sure. Any other race, they'll talk amongst their kind like, we don't like him. But when it's time to globally support for them to represent our race,
no doubt about it,
they rooting for him. But when ours get on top and something happen, just like Jonathan Majors, bro. People were mad that he was going to black platforms to rebuild his image. Okay, yeah, he was dealing with a white woman. Okay, yeah, he needs our help. Why the fuck we can't help him? Why is it an issue that he wants? Y'all saying he's using black media just to get in a good grace with us. He needs our help, bro. It's a black man that was accused wrongfully by a white woman. Niggas crying out for our help, and we're blaming him or getting mad at him for wanting to come to our platforms to get back in good grace with us. Niggas begging, bro. He went to almost every platform. They made Keke Palmer not even do the episode with him. The fuck?
Like I said, it goes back to what people, what they trying to portray, what they putting out there, how they putting it out there.
And that's my thing. Y'all be fake mad about the wrong shit.
Yeah. Y'all gonna get mad because they say something, man. Y'all want to repost something, bro. They want to repost something to where it is, again, the thought process of the masses.
Come on, bro.
Y'all going, why he going to each black platform? He trying to get invited back to the cookout. This, that, and the third. And so invite him,
nigga. That's our kind, bro. Fuck you talking about? It's a black man. He needs help. The law tried to crucify that man in front of all of us. If it wasn't in front of the cameras, he would be cooked. Yeah. And y'all know it, bro. But y'all mad at him for coming to Cam Newton, coming to Keke Palmer, going to the Pivot Podcast or the Breakfast Club. Nigga needs our help, bro. And that happens so often, bro. A black man or just a black person in general needs the help from our community, and we laugh at them. We make fun of them because they need our help. That's why niggas don't like to come to y'all niggas for help, because y'all try to throw it in their face. Then, now you need us. Nigga messed up. He liked white girls. So fucking what?
And then my thing is, even if now when a brother kill himself, now it's everybody wanna check on your strong friends, But the strong friends are coming to you. They opening it up and they coming to you.
When Chadwick Boseman was sick, everybody was making fun of him. Then when he died, what? Y'all was saying he was saying he looked he need to eat and
Sickly.
shit. Come on, bro.
He
Because
looked like
was
50
sick.
Cent.
Fuck y'all talking about? That's why I be mad at some of y'all, bro, because the shit y'all be saying, how y'all be moving, bro, it's so anti-black, bro. But y'all swear
really-
y'all so for the culture,
really,
bro.
It really shows. It really gives
Nigga,
like, hey,
get the fuck out
it
my
really
face,
gives
bro.
Uncle Ruckus.
Bro,
I'm not gonna
hey.
lie. A lot of y'all motherfuckers really give Uncle Ruckus.
Man, look, bro.
And
Excuse my
it's
language,
sad.
but y'all had me that.
Nah, that's
I
just
just thought
sad.
about certain people and certain conversations I was seeing on threads. I was y'all really mad at this man for going to black platforms? If he would have went to white platforms, y'all would be, oh, he's still messing with the white people. He come to black platforms. Oh, now you need us, nigga. So what? He needs
probably,
us.
He probably needed us the whole time. He wouldn't have been.
He
in
didn't
this
know how to
situation.
express it. Maybe he didn't know how y'all was going to try to accept him. Who knows?
Why does it matter, right? Why does it matter if a man is, and a person in general, right, is coming to your culture to try and gain insight and try and receive help and guidance? Why does it matter?
Why do it?
The reason that they're doing it,
Oh boy.
especially if they're gracefully coming, like it's not.
Nigga
more
came
so,
with respect. You can't like.
You can't win with us,
You
though, bro.
can't, bro.
You can't win with us, and that's my problem with my people sometimes, right? Because there is no win. If you do it this way, then you'll sell out. If you do it this way, then you begging. So it's like, it's damn if I do, damn if I don't.
And that's why I mess with people like Charleston White, because he said in an interview,
Yeah.
banking on my people, they'll have you shit out of luck.
No.
So I'm gonna say what I gotta say, regardless of who
I
feels
got
some type
to.
of way.
And I'm gonna say it the way I want to say it, right? Because the only way my people perceive it is if it comes in a derogatory term or if it comes in a negative way.
That's it.
If it comes off as rude, disrespectful. That's that. At some point, the only way we can get through or be heard is if we say something either about our women, either with some hood shit, like just some real deal, like niggas ain't shit type junk, or we say it in a overly aggressive fashion.
Yeah.
That's the only way it's perceived
That's
or
it,
someone
bro.
hears you.
That's it.
Until you dead, until you didn't offed yourself. Then everybody want to act like they just got listening ears.
Yep.
Now they got now everybody homes open. Now everybody is able to be able to be spoken to as a therapist. But you just last week you didn't want to listen to this nigga at all.
Right. Yeah.
Or that nigga just talking.
Yeah.
And that's my thing with it, right? I can't deal with stuff like that. I don't like the light switch. I don't like that. I don't like to flip it on when we want to and flip it off when we want to. Y'all ride with folks until y'all not. And I get it, right? That's the way of the world. That's people. That's human nature. But at some point, you got to be for your people. I said this on episode 1. You got to be for your culture. Not for what your culture for, not against what your culture against. You got to be for your culture. Right, wrong, indifferent. Because we're the only people that can excel us.
Yep.
You're the only person that can excel your culture. So, not saying praise these young niggas for spinning, but talk to these young niggas before they get to spinning.
Stop being scared of them, bro. Like,
I agree with like the Grits and Egg podcast, man. Like, stop using the word YN. That's another word.
Yeah.
That's another term for nigga.
yeah.
Like, and don't let them use it. Really, more so than anything.
Yeah.
Like,
Cause I'm guilty of that myself.
yeah,
for
sure.
sure.
Like
yeah.
Again, we use the word nigga in an endeared term of endearment, but you around some a white person, right, or a person of a different culture, and you letting them use it like it's just their word to use, and it's not their term or a word to use. So don't allow that. And I don't know.
Yeah.
I feel like we just be sometimes, like you said, fake aggressive.
Yeah.
We agree with the masses. It turns into a point of like, man, y'all can be persuaded easily.
Yeah.
And I'm not one of those people
Nah,
that
never
can be
been.
persuaded
Never
easily.
been.
I'm always gonna question what it is that they're putting in my face, because again, you don't eat stuff that just come to the table.
Exactly.
You gotta expect that junk first, right? You gotta see if it's what you order.
You ordered, yeah, right.
What did you order? Before you leave that drive-through, what you do? Check that bag every time, right?
Yep.
That's just for my eaters and my food pause. My food people out there. All right, it's time for us to end this episode. I'm not dealing with
I
this
wasn't gonna
today.
say nothing about it
Hey,
though. I
no,
was gonna let it.
chill.
Nigga said for my
No way we just went.
brother, stop. I forgot what that was from,
They
bro.
say that brother stop. Hey.
Bro, to close out my final point though, bro, you had something important though. You was like, pick the side that your culture need to be on. Like, don't be on the fence. I was at a friend's house last week, and we was talking about how in the Bible it talks about it's important to pick a side, and when you pick the fence, it was some movie that they was talking about where they said the guy, he was like, it was either you pick this side or this side, and one side was like to heaven, I guess the other side was to hell, and the guy stayed on the fence, and the devil had came and was like, oh yeah, you mine. The guy was like, I picked the fence though. Like, the fence is mine.
Like,
The fence is the devil. If you own the fence, that's to the devil. You gotta pick a side until you see the righteousness on the fence or unrighteousness. And if you on the fence between righteousness and unrighteousness, you know what I mean? Because what is there to even be on the fence about with certain things, bro? You gotta pick your side, bro.
You gotta set your boundaries. You gotta set your beliefs, and it gotta be strong, and it gotta be within you. I think that's the lesson.
Yep.
If you can be persuaded easily, then at some point you're gonna get pushed to the eviler side. That's kind of what I got from that.
For sure.
At some point, because there's gonna be, it takes nothing for you to flip that switch real quick, and then you can flip that switch on your people, and that's at that point. Again, a lot of people be on Uncle Ruckus time, man, and I've never been that person. Yeah. So
hey,
as
man,
much as I be wanting to be mad at my folks, bro,
I still love them at the end of the day.
I love them at the end of the day. I got my education from 2 black colleges. I never turn on my folks. Yeah. But boy, y'all piss me off some days.
I love y'all though. And man, rest in peace, Karen Lacey, man.
For sure.
You don't really ever know what people going through, bro. I don't know his full situation. I know he had some legal issues and whatnot.
But I heard that wasn't even the case.
Word?
Yeah, I listened to a video from his lawyer, bro. His lawyer basically was saying that, again, I don't know how much truth it is to it, but he basically didn't cause the accident or hit the man and kill the man. Actually, it's a whole different defendant that is in a case that is not fighting for their freedom. Wow. And again,
go back to media, bro.
It's not a person of our color. I'll say that. And so we dang near wrote the boy off.
We were so quick to jump.
We dang near wrote the boy off.
Again, exactly what.
And that's what I was referring to, bro. I swear. We dang near wrote him off like, oh, he dumb. He just another jock that crashed into somebody and ended some man's life. And you don't necessarily, if that is the true, God honest truth, right? And he just was the person that saw the accident and drove off. You know how many accidents I've seen and I kept on driving? Yeah. And I didn't report anything?
Yeah, facts.
I've seen countless of them. Because sometimes you feel like it's not your job. Yeah. Or maybe you are in the wrong, right? Maybe I got some type of illegal substance.
Right. I need to get to the crib.
It ain't my fault. I didn't do nothing. Bro. So
bro.
He may not have always been all the way in the right. But again, if you for your people, you don't write him off. You allow the court to decide.
Let the court make the decision, bro.
You know what I mean? The lawyers decide. But our culture puts so much pressure on them, or just with so disdain about the situation. Yeah. Why would he do that? He about to get drafted. That's just dumb. Like I saw so many articles.
Like he don't think that ain't what he you don't even if he did or do, you don't think the situation he's in, he don't feel like he shouldn't even be in, bro. You don't think he already having those thoughts?
I would say this though, as a person that has had friends and family deal with depression, deal with situations that may not have been similar to that, you got family.
Right.
You got friends. You got people that you can lean on. I tell my brothers all the time, like, bro, if it ever get to the point, you know what I mean, like where you feel like you could potentially take your life or could potentially harm yourself, you got pick up the phone and call somebody. Yeah. And call me. Because I'm family, I'm friend. Like, pick up, I don't care how close we, like, call me. I may not can do something about it. I know somebody that can at that moment. And so.
And I just had to be completely transparent with y'all, bro. I had a time period this year where I felt suicidal, bro. And I didn't tell you about it, bro.
But.
You know what I mean?
You got me.
Yeah.
You don't have to. Don't carry that burden by yourself. No, I ain't asked for it, but I did when I decided to sign up to be your friend.
Right.
I did when I decided to sign up to be your supporter. Even a supporter, like even a fan, right? If you're dealing with something, hit the DMs, bro. Hit. Ask me for my number. I'm a person that I feel like I can be talked to.
Yeah.
And I'm understanding because again, I've had depression. I've had thoughts of it, right? Of just being a person that is like capable of it. But at some point I had to again understand that it's more than just me.
Yeah.
And I think when I had children, it kind of gave me a deeper purpose. And I know for a fact now, like, I just know for a fact, again, mother's great, whatever, but I know it can't go without me.
Yeah.
I know they won't
not
be
as smoothly, bro.
Yeah. Developed person that I would like to see them be. And eventually that they would want to be without me. So I think that goes for a lot of different things. Yeah. So his family will never be the same.
Yeah, I seen the post where the dad said that.
His family will never be. I don't care if they hated his guts and they never thought about him, and they just let him ride at college and just be
it's always gonna be your conscience.
But his family will never be the same. It didn't matter if he would have went to jail for the rest of his life. Yeah. At least they still had him. And before you, I don't even want to say think about it. Before you take action on taking your life, just think about that. Like, the world will never be the same without his vibration. And that's crazy. It's crazy. Because, again, I don't like the fact that my culture kind of played a role in it. Yeah. My people played a role in it. I don't like that. I'm not, it don't sit right with me.
Yeah, bro, if you somebody that's thinking about taking your life, bro, like you said, you got people in your corner. They got hotlines. Just really sit back and take in and think, is it this serious? Like, do I want to make a temporary decision or a permanent decision for a temporary issue that I'm having right now? And I'm not trying to make it seem like it's such an easy decision to not go through with it. Because it's not. I done been there mentally before, bro. But what I'm saying is, bro, you got purpose here, bro. For sure. You got purpose here. And suicide is one of those sins, I believe, that's considered an unforgettable sin, bro. So keep that in consideration, man. The afterlife,
it's a thing.
It's a thing. You know, depending on what type of afterlife you believe in, either way it go, I feel like if you take upon that act, you know, between the heaven and hell, you might be, you know, subjugated to spend time eternally in a place that you don't want to be. Or if you believe in, you know, reincarnation, you might have to reincarnate right back here where you didn't want to be. So got some Q&A
again, bro.
Yes. I got shea butter too, bro.
My bad, bro.
You good?
I be wasting time and stuff like that. No, I just peeped. It was actually last time.
So the question from Jazzy, what's our goals as a podcast?
Oh, okay. So you did say that. Yeah. What's our goal as a podcast? I would say for me, myself, again, I want to be able to reach younger individuals, but not only younger individuals, mostly people in their 20s, maybe early 30s, people who don't necessarily have the experiences that we may have, or they may have different experiences than us, but gain perspectives from each individual that we reach. I want to be able to interact with them in person as well. So I would like the podcast to be able to take us internationally. Yeah.
I want to try to do a live show this summer for real, something locally or something.
Exactly. I really want to start to be able to do some live where we can have a small crowd, a large crowd.
Even like a little kickback. Yeah. With just people in here or something.
So we can have a kind of a live crowd to where we can ask them questions or they can ask us questions and we can gain different perspectives. We can have maybe individuals come get on camera. Of course, you got to dress appropriately.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Some of y'all
decorum, bro. Yeah. I'm big on decorum.
Some of y'all don't be putting that shit on either. Yeah. And so you fit trash.
Just come on the platform like you got some sense. Bro.
That's it. That's all. But yeah, just to kind of open it up. And of course, you know, like I said, ain't money. Let me stop. But
nah, for real though.
I would like to.
This ain't no.
I would like this
passion project though. We trying to.
I would like this to be able to be something that I could do full time. Yeah. I would, or a lucrative part time.
Yeah,
for sure. But as you can see on the page, we rolling out content. Dave's rolling out content, doing great.
Back in that mode.
Yeah, I think he getting to that point.
Yeah, they don't fuck. Yeah, shit might get serious now.
So
you know.
What about you, brother?
My goals as a podcast, bro. Like you said, while the camera wasn't running, challenging societal norms, bro.
Yeah.
Getting people to be comfortable with stepping outside the norm. Not just doing it and tapping their toe outside. Like being comfortable with,
challenging that thought.
I want to think about it like this. Like I want to ask these type of questions and being okay and being confident in asking those questions. You know what I mean? And really, I want to travel the world with this shit, bro. Connect with people, grow this shit, turn it into a network. You know what I mean? Really help other people get on. Teach people how to get into this. Teach people how to speak their truth. All those things,
Get into different cultures. Because we speak about our culture, but like I want to see different cultures, right?
Yeah. So, yeah. Last question, though. She said, when are y'all coming to Houston so we can run back an episode? We need to plan a trip out to Houston, bro.
Well,
if I go out to Houston, I'm trying to vlog, though.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm trying to vlog. I got an idea for the vlog series name. I'm going to tell y'all camera, though.
I'm with it. I want to vlog. I want to show y'all how we are outside of the podcast. Yeah. We're the same people, probably a little bit more goofier.
Yeah, for sure.
But I definitely would want to come to Houston when it's warmer. If I'm being honest, Jazzy, you can expect to see us this year.
I could get with that.
You could expect to see us.
Yeah, I could get with that.
If I put a date on it, I don't want you to hold me to it.
Yeah. So this year we can shoot for that.
Yeah,
we can shoot for that for sure. And have some set up.
We're really East Coast people though.
Yeah,
so you gotta.
I love Texas though. I love Texas.
Oh no, I love it.
Yeah, I love Texas, bro.
Yeah. I was in Texas all of 48 hours one time. And Houston to be exact. I got some friends and connections out there in Houston. Shout out to Houston.
Shout out to Houston. With that being
48 said, hours I was out there, seen all I needed to see to know I'd be back. That's all I'm gonna say. I saw everything I needed to see.
If you know, you know. Man, and with that, it's been another episode of the Paradigms Perspective Show with your boy Zay and Kobe. Catch y'all next one, man. Peace. We're gonna try to keep being consistent and all that, man. We love y'all. See y'all.
You did.
And I can't go for that, but I can show the facts. She fell in love with a Thundercat. But yeah, baby, I'm a Rolling Stone. But you already knowing that.